Hi there, this is Ritesh and welcome to my channel. This is the part 2 of the series, and those of you who didn't watch the part 1 of this video, you can go and watch it in the playlist. So in the part 1, you have learned how you can create and deploy AWS SAM application. And in this video, I'm going to show you the coding part of it, and I'm going to explain what does it mean. So the main file in the SAM is template YAML file. This contains all the configuration and it defines your resources. So I'll collapse all of this for a moment. And here you can see some meta information, and in the description also this contains some metadata. And in the globals, you can define some global variables, some global settings which you want throughout your application. So currently here, the global setting is for function only. This is Lambda function actually, and by default, it's been set to timeout in 3 seconds. We'll come on this later. And if you go to resources, here you can see all the listed resources which is being used for your application. And right now, only one resource is listed here, which is the function. If you see the type, it's saying AWS serverless function. That means it's a Lambda. If you want to know more about types, you can go to the listed link. This is the one which is already tagged. You can go inside any of the link, and you can learn from there. There are various types actually which you can use in the resource, like uh, this is for Lambda. Similarly, there will be for DynamoDB, for API gateway, for SQS, SNS. So a lot of resources are there. We'll come to that later in the video. And if you go inside, you'll see the properties, and here is the event. So what is happening here? So these are basically configuration. These are basically settings which tells CloudFormation what to do and what is this resource. So this is a syntax. This is a syntax. You can't change it, and you also don't have to remember it. You can easily find out. There is a lot of example in documentation, in SAM documentation. You can easily find and copy paste your resource here. And after that, you just have to change few things, like in code URI, you have to tell the path of your Lambda function. Like in my case, it's a hello world, so it's written hello world here. After that, in handler, you have to name your file name. This here it's written app. That means I'm directing it to app.js. So this is the file, and inside of it, you can see whatever things is exported here can be used in my template YAML. So you can see only one function is there, which is Lambda handler. So if you go here, you will see it's a Lambda handler. So suppose in your case, if the file name is something else, like main file.js, and let's suppose handler is main Lambda handler. In that case, you have to rename this to main file. Then the handler should be main Lambda handler. Yeah. And the runtime signifies which environment you are using. I'm using Node.js 14 version. And this is the event part. So this event part signifies that for what all events this Lambda is going to trigger. So in the event part, one API is listed here. So this is the name of the API. It could be anything. So it's been named as hello world, and you can see the type is API, which makes it API. And inside property, you can see it's a get call, and the path is hello. And the output section is just for your reference. Whatever things get printed at the end in your log, that comes from here. So now I told you the basic of this template YAML. Now let's go inside the handler and see what it is doing. So if you go to main file.js, you can see it's doing nothing. But you can see the Lambda is expecting two parameters. One is event and one is context. So event contains all the data, all the payloads, header, what is being sent from the client side. I'll talk more about this in my later video. After that, yeah, also this is async function. So you can happily use await keyword here, or if you want to use a callback, then there is a way you can remove it from here and you can pass callback function here. But I'm going with a async function because this is more readable. And inside of it, it's doing nothing. It's simply creating a response with a status code 200, and in the body, it's just passing a message hello world function. And after that, it's returning it back to the client. So that's it. The application is already deployed. So I'm going to show you how it works. So here, if you go to CloudFormation, so whatever you deploy, it goes to CloudFormation. Through AWS SAM, whatever you deploy, it goes to CloudFormation. It's a service provided by AWS, which lets us manage AWS resource through code. So this is our stack. And here, if you go to resources, you can easily navigate through your resources. If you go like this, so this is my Lambda. I'll open this in a tab. Also, I'm going to open my API gateway. So let's see our function in action. So here is our function. This is the Lambda. And here is the code base. You can see from here, you can edit it from here. Also, how you can edit and deploy it right from here. Yeah, now let's go and trigger this Lambda. Before this, I'll show you a few things. In the configuration part, you can see that this Lambda is consuming 128 MB of memory, and the default timeout is 3 seconds, which came from here. So let's trigger the Lambda. Okay, one more thing. If you see here, you can see your API gateway listed here, and there is a arrow here, which means that API gateway can trigger this Lambda. You can directly go to API gateway from here, but I've already opened it in a separate window, so I'll go from here. And you can see your APIs are listed here, whatever you deployed through your AWS SAM. So I'll go inside this API, and you can see this is the client, and this is how our request flows to Lambda, and this is how it comes back to client. So I'm going inside here, and I don't want to send any parameter or header, so I'll go and just test it. And you can see the response here. You can see it has responded a message with a hello world, which is coming from this Lambda. If you go to the code, you'll find out that it's coming from our Lambda. Yeah, we are passing hello world. Similarly, you can test this from Postman as well. For that, you have to find the URL of it. For that, you can go to stage. Right now, I haven't defined any environment, so it's coming like this, but you can test it. If you go here, you'll find the URL. You can hit this URL from anywhere, or you can hit it with the Postman. You can see you're getting response. Also, if you change anything here, like I'll name it hello friends, then you have to deploy it. Yeah, so it's deployed. Now, if you hit it again, if you hit the URL again, you'll get hello friends. So it's quite simple here, but always remember that whatever changes you do here, it will be omitted if you redeploy the application from your local. So make sure whatever changes you are doing in the cloud, you do the similar changes in your local also. So that's it, guys. This is all for this video. In my later video, I'm going to cover more. So stay tuned with my channel. Hope you all like the video. If you find this video useful to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you.